to another episode of Out of Spec Reviews, where it's Out of Spec Dave at the New York International Auto Show. And guess what? We're going to be showing you today a first look of the new Subaru Getaway. This is a sister ship to the Toyota Highlander EV. It's Subaru's first three-row EV with 420 horsepower. It's available only in all-wheel drive, and there's three trims. There's Premium, there's Limited, and there's Touring. And we're going to take a look at this car for the first time and check it out. So let's get into another episode of Out of Spec Reviews. So Kathy, here we are at Subaru, and do you know anything about the Subaru electric effort?
No, but I know there's a lot of Subarus in the state of Vermont.
There are a lot of Subarus.
I think it's the #1 car.
Subarus, by the way, they've got their gas-powered cars, and a lot of people may not know this, but Kyle came home from the hospital in a Subaru Outback.
I used to have one. It was white.
And Consumer Reports 2025 most reliable automotive brand.
Yeah.
But we're going to cover the EV brands. Now they've got 4 different EVs at Subaru this year.
Okay.
And one of them is actually really cool. It's called the Getaway. We're going to go up and see that in a minute. But what's interesting is Toyota and Subaru have this partnership. So like the BZ is the same as the Solterra, and the Getaway is the same as the Highlander, Toyota Highlander. So there's this cross-brand pollination going on. Now, Sip and Kathy, come with me. Let's check out, as we walk through the Subaru vehicle. They have this nice setup right here, electric vehicle charging, which is kind of cool. I don't think you're actually going to get juice out of that, though.
Ta-da!
Subaru really does have, I think, the most amazing display. But right over here is the new Getaway, this is Subaru's 7-seater, 420 horsepower. This is charging up to 150 kilowatts, 0 to 60 in just under 5 seconds, and it will also charge from about 10 to 80% in just about 30 minutes. 7-seater, which is nice, also available as a 6-seater, which is good. What do you think of this, Kathy?
I think it's amazing. It's large scale. Again, Subaru has this angular design, but this is fit for a family, 2 dogs, 2 kids, lots of luggage, and it's a Subaru. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. No
frunks on any of these Subarus, which is crazy. This is a big frunk. I just sat in the vehicle earlier today, and I've got plenty of room in there, and the glass roof is really smoking big. You know, one thing that's interesting, even though this vehicle has an AX port just like all the others in the right spot, which is good, but if you look at the size of this port, which actually goes and opens forward, that's like an appropriate size port. It's a manual port, but the others, like the Uncharted and the Solterra, they got this massive door on there, which I don't quite understand. Maybe that's because they moved from CCS to NACS. I don't know, but it's strange. What do you think of that on the inside, Kath?
You know, seat is comfortable, good headroom, giant glass roof here. Yeah, these are comfortable seats. These are comfortable. Yeah, and it looks like a limousine back here. This is big. Good.
There's 3 different levels of trim. This is a Touring, so this is the top trim. And this vehicle actually has heated and cooled seats in the front and also middle row. You can get a bench across in the middle row. This one's set up with buckets in the middle. There's good storage in the rear.
Well, I'd say that, it's good if this pulls down, but did you say there's no front?
There's no front.
In the front? What's up there?
I don't know.
It feels like wasted space.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
But okay, so you get some sort of travel box up above if you need more space, if you've got a lot of people.
And here I am. I'm 6'5" and
Clunk.
Oh well, but you just have to be careful of your surroundings. That's all. But yeah, listen, I think Subaru is definitely coming out. And the one thing that I'm very happy about Subaru is, you know what they're powered by?
They're powered by love.
All right, so Subaru, I think you might win best show here at the New York Auto Show. I'm getting dizzy. This floor, if you look around, literally, I'm getting dizzy. I need to take some nauseous pills. But anyway, listen, I think this is a good-looking vehicle here. You can see there's no grille which is the dead giveaway that it's an EV. So this is Subaru's 3-row 2027 Subaru Getaway, which got 420 horsepower, more than 300 miles of range, and it's standard all-wheel drive. There are 3 different trims that this comes in, as I mentioned earlier, and you know, you've got a 0 to 60 in a little less than 5 seconds, where for such a big vehicle like this is pretty good. 3,500 pounds of towing capability and standard NACS compatibility. I'll show you that in a minute, which is really good. And by the way, they put it on the right side. Decent trunk space here for the 7-seater, and you can see this one's configured in a 6-seater, so you can do the walkthrough in the middle. Standard 8.3 inches of ground clearance and 14-inch Subaru multimedia touchscreen with a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. And it's got Apple CarPlay, wireless CarPlay, as well as Android Auto. So the interior is quite spacious, if you ask me, for up to 7-seat. Again, this is kind of an interesting door handle. You gotta kind of put your hand under there and figure out how to do it. There seems to be a manual lock, but super comfortable seats. I sat in there, and I sat in the back seat as well, and I fit quite well. So, but a good-looking vehicle. The name Getaway, Subaru tells us it was developed to highlight the SUV's family-friendly versatility. Now, the thing about Subaru is, you know, Subaru is one of these brands that it's kind of like there's a lot of loyalty to the brand. So why would someone buy a Subaru over the Toyota Highlander? Unless you're really brand specific to Subaru or a brand loyal, my advice is cross-shop them, because you're basically going to be, you know, probably looking for the best kind of deal you can between these 2 vehicles. All right, so Sip, this vehicle is a 2027. It's not out yet. It's not EPA certified. So it's available in 2 battery sizes, 77 kilowatt hour and 95.8 kilowatt hours as well. Depending on the size, this isn't EPA certified yet, so kind of like depending on the size of the wheels that you put. This particular vehicle here that's on the floor has 20s on it, and they look pretty good. They don't look like they're undersized, but they're saying that you'll get around 300 miles of range. But again, that's, you know, wheel and tire dependent. In terms of power, not that you need to go 0 to 60 under 5 seconds, but this thing will do it. 420 horsepower, and that's pretty good spec. So you've got on certain trims, you've got on the touring trim, you're going to have heated and cooled seats in the front as well as the middle row as well. It's available in a 6-seater or a 7-seater. All right, so let's get inside this. Now I'm going to have to adjust the seat a little bit. Let me shut the door. All right, door thunk test, pretty good. This is the limited, actually this is the touring trim, which is the top of the line trim. And one thing that's interesting is that it doesn't have a power tilt and telescopic, but whatever. This is a pretty nice size screen here. I think it's 14 inch, and then you've got a 12.3 in front of you as well. This has nice kind of charging pads right here with a Alcantara type material. The center console opens sideways, back and forth. Not this way. Big cup holders, conventional sort of, you know, window controls and mirror controls, a very large glass roof. As I mentioned earlier, it's got 4 grab handles, which I know Kathy will really enjoy. But yeah, this is the top of the line trim. I've got plenty of room. I've got good sight lines. The hood seems to be very broad and out in front of me, and then it's got a Harman Kardon stereo. I would imagine this has got the upper end stereo system being the touring version of it. But it seems to have a nice combination of buttons on the steering wheel, as well as buttons over here for what appear to be cameras, drive modes, and can't really go through the whole vehicle right now. But a lot is obviously going to be on the touch screen. One thing that's interesting here is this is that Alcantara feeling, but it's sloped down, which is interesting. And I like to keep my phone right here, so which is good. But you know, we were just talking about, Sip and I were just talking about, is it going to slide around? I don't think it's really going to slide around much. But if it goes to the left, when I'm sitting here, I may not be able to see the screen as well as I would like. But I guess the idea is throw it up on the screen over here with Apple CarPlay, so you don't necessarily have to worry about that. Interesting design though. couple of things about this door handle which is interesting is you open it right here with a little latch like this, but there's also a manual latch right there, which I would imagine maybe if the power goes out 12 volts, so you can still get into the car. But what's also interesting is if you notice over here, in order to unlock the door or open the door, you push that in, and it's an electric actuator. You can pull it out this way as well to manually open the door. I think that's a pretty good feature. You got this, at least on this trim, you've got these nice sunshades right over here, so your pups or your kids won't get all that hot. Let's go up to the front and check out the frunk in this vehicle. You know, oftentimes people, I think sometimes overvalue frunks, but this is a huge front trunk. No frunk, pretty heavy trunk, and there's no, what do you call them? You got to use this thing in order to put it down.
Getaway comfortably seats up to 7.
What in the?
While keeping the third
the
row
heck?
in easy reach.
Oh, right here? Wow. I'm a little bit surprised there's no front trunk in this. That is very surprising to me. I think that's a big miss with the Highlander and also the Getaway. All right, so my final thoughts on this new Subaru Getaway. I think it's a good entry. Look, Subaru, what they're doing in their whole lineup is they're positioning themselves, definitely they've got a big EV commitment going on here, which I like to see. That's number one. Number two, they've got sizes for all the needs that you may have, from the Uncharted all the way up to the Getaway with the 7-seater. So what I would say is that if you're really a Subaru diehard, then, and you're looking for the big rig, go for the Getaway. But if you like what you see with the Getaway, don't lease or buy one until you check out the Toyota version when these comes out later this year, probably towards the end of this year when they'll be out. So with that, thanks again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Reviews, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.